Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Andrew here, back Grand Theft Auto 5 Online. And today what we're planning on doing is we're actually in my office here, and we're about ready to log on the secure server. And what we're going to be doing today is boosting some cars. We're not, well, maybe we might take some through the chop shop later on. But for the time being, we're actually going to be trying to fill our vehicle warehouse. Currently we have 5 vehicles in there right now. So without further ado, let's hop onto this. Let's go vehicle cargo. Now let's source a vehicle. Confirm. Alright, what are we stealing? A Tyrus. It's a top range vehicle. The plate is B35TL4P. So that's what we're looking for. However,
I'm ready to go on this end.
Good for you. The vehicle we will be using today to travel is one that I just recently acquired. Now, when you do the casino heist, or not the casino heist, when you do the casino missions, we'll say, when you go to the casino, you go to the letter A there, and you get yourself, this beauty right here. And what we have here, okay, is the Paragon Enos Paragon R, and it's the Armored Edition. Now, I don't believe you can buy this car at all. I believe you can only get this by winning it, or like being gifted it, we'll say. And this is what you get when you complete the casino missions, as one of the assets there that they put into your name. Personally, I really like this car. This is like one of my favorite in the game, period, end of story, because it does handle good at speed. It turns very good, you know, like, oops. And this is my favorite livery on this vehicle. I can't remember what it's called offhand, but this is my favorite one. But no, this is my favorite car in this, and this is what I've been striving to get, is this one. Because you can go through, you know, you can use all your weapons. Yeah, I know we're supposed to turn. But then, right, say you run out of bullets on your personal armory, right? Well, then guess what? Hit the machine gun. Works like a charm. You know what I mean? And you don't gotta purchase that machine gun, it automatically comes with the car, so it's kind of neat. It's kind of awesome, I might have to say. And where we're going to be bringing the cars to once we acquire them is, if you've watched any of my GTA videos before, you'll know that I have an arcade, and it's down in basically Grove Street. It's that big brown building. And well, in story mode, it's actually Franklin's garage. But here, I have the arcade on one side. Ooh.
What the shit do you think you're doing?
I don't know yet. And the other half of it is my vehicle warehouse. Now, just give me a second here. We gotta take care of some business here. Let's use this one. As if, come on, you know what I mean? That drives me nuts. Drives me nuts. Purposely gave myself more than enough distance so they couldn't, like, yeah, and they're able to shoot me from there, right? Yeah, I can't lock onto them. Get out of here. That nonsense. You see how this is going to be turning out? And now I'm probably going to destroy the vehicle. Like, lock. It drives me nuts when this starts happening. It's like these guys can hit you from a mile away without missing a beat. It just drives me nuts when that starts happening. It really does. Where's this thing we're looking for? Right here. Hopefully it ain't got no damage. Awesome. I can't say I've ever driven one of these before. But yes, I get extremely short-tempered. Especially over stupid nonsense like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Oh, this drives me. Of course. Just the story of my freaking life right now. Those cars are not fast, and it really drives me nuts. You know the cars ain't fast. I've owned them. They are not that fast to keep up with something like this. But yet, magically, they're able to keep up with this. But yeah, when I drive them, you're lucky if you can crack 70 with the damn thing. You know what I mean? That just drives me nuts. Because it'll jump back and, like, it'll be the slowest cars in the game can keep up with you when you're in the fastest car. It makes zero sense to me. And it really, really frustrates me. It really does. Now I gotta spend X amount of dollars to fix the car. Like, I gotta spend $6,400 to fix this dang thing. Because a Rockstar screw up. And I legit state that that's Rockstar's screw up. You know what I mean? Which Rockstar really needs to fix that. Hopefully they fix it for GTA 6, which comes out May 26, 2026. There's that one. That's done. You know what I mean? Now I gotta spend $6,400 to repair the car. Anywho, these are the ones so far that we've taken. We've got this one right here, which is the, well, it's not gonna tell me what it is. We've got the Roosevelt, got that. We got this Debauchee 770, and then we got the Xfinity, and we got the Xfinity right here, or Infinity, I should say, the XF. Nice car. I own two of them. Well, not that one. That one's. This one right here is actually the cheapy version of it. I own two of the expensive ones. All right, we got that one done. All right, so what we're gonna do now is, I will get back with you guys when we are able to do the next robbery. So next time I'll see you guys, I'll be back at my office. Car number 2, vehicle Reaper, top range, D34TH4U would be the next one. That would be a Pegasi, a Lamborghini is what that would be. Let's go get it, shall we? Alright. Hopefully we have a better showing this time. Well, the race starting area. Okay. Race starting area. You ain't coming to my place. Shoot. You know what I mean? I don't know who you are. You ain't coming to my house. Or one of my houses, I should say. I got a few. Alright, race starting area. Where we? What? What the heck? I guess I gotta race to Mountain View Drive. Okay. Yeah, we all know you are one. At least I got a good car for this one. I'm not worried because that time is unbeatable. Enjoy wasting your life, loser. That almost sounds like a I think it was, it's one of the YouTubers I really enjoy watching. One of his characters, he always calls people like that. Oh dear. Seriously? I have a minute to get wherever it is I gotta go. Can't remember where I gotta go actually. Can't remember where Mountain View Drive is. Huh. Huh. Well, I'm gonna take a stab in the dark here. I think we might have actually did it. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but oh, guess what? I think we did it.
Fucking cocksucker! You're dead, puta!
See you later, bud.
Cuidado!
I will admit, this is a nice car. It's a nice, very fast car. It's pretty sweet, actually. Right. Because low riders are this fast, right? Just keep that in mind. Low riders are keeping up with the Lamborghini. See what I mean? And they don't miss, right? Like look at the damage just accumulating. Like that is ridiculous. Like I'm sorry, but that car is not that fast. It isn't. And this is what drives me nuts about this. It really does. Fix the parameters. Because I expect my low riders to be this fast. You know what I mean? All these slow cars that they keep making so fast to keep up with these high-end exotic sports cars, I expect my slow cars to be this fast. But they won't do that. Which I think is a crock of BS. You know, if they were using cars like this to keep up with me, that'd be one thing. But we've built lowriders on this channel. We know how fast they go. They're not they are not fast enough to keep up with this. I'm sorry, they're not. SUVs, that fast. Right. Haven't seen one yet. No, I do own one of these Reapers. They are a nice car. As you can tell, they do handle and drive nice. They make me almost look like I know how to drive. It'd be okay if I didn't have the whole backside of the car riddled in bullets. Like, look at this. How do they know where I'm going? Oh yeah? Let's see how you boys like this one. I love playing the gas station game with these guys. Alright, there's the next one. But you see what I mean though? Slow cars, but they're able to keep up the high-end exotics. I don't get it. Every car that they use to keep up with me, I own. Or I've owned. And there's a reason why I don't own them anymore, because they're no good for missions because of this reasoning. And it really gets under my skin. Yeah, I know most people are going, it's a game, don't worry about it. No, it's not just a game. It's just frustrating. Because you know that the car is faster than what they're running. Big time, all day long. but their aim is dead accurate. Ain't nobody in here with that accurate aim like that unless they use aim bots. See, I use the auto aim thing, whatever that is, for these. But yet I still miss them. Yet they don't miss.
All right.
I just do not understand it. Alright, anywho, back to the office we go. Let's go get another one.
Death before the sign. You wanna fuck with OG Holly, bitch? What's your damn problem, bitch?
Give me a second, I'll show you what my problem is.
You wanna touch my family, bitch? Yeah, I know I wanna fuck with OG Holly. You ain't got
Alright, now I gotta go. So now I know if I stick around, I'm a good goner, because these OGs, they don't mess around. They play nice until you don't play nice. See, I already knew what I was getting myself into when I pulled the trigger on them guys. So, you know what I mean? I don't get frustrated over that because I knew what I was getting myself into. You know, it's, yep. And we'll just head up this way, cut across over here, slide down through in here. Now I gotta play. I don't want G's cash, because it's normally never work in here anyway. Just like that. Huh, that's what that V12 looks like. Cool. Did you forget about me? No, I did not. I just ignore you because your missions are too cheap. You know what I mean? It's start paying me 80 grand a car, 40 grand a car. Nah, then I'd be interested in it. Yes, I'm very picky when it comes to this. See, that's why I like the chop shop ones, because you know you get good money off of that, like a couple $100,000 a car. I'm cool with that. Versus, say for instance, same car that Simeon wants you to pick up, you get $25,000 for it. Is it worth it? No.
Anything you need, boss. Hello.
Why
How
are you
can I help
BSing?
Keep your blood sugar up.
You said anything, right? Go steal all those cars on the list. Do your job.
Bye.
I ain't going anywhere. I'm right here. Alright, let's try this one again, shall we? Alright. More of the frustration station. Here we go. Alright. Let's source out another vehicle. Alright, let's see here.
She's got thrush.
Alright, vehicle Alpha. Standard range. Plate is R31GN, which says rain. I'm not sure what he's going to be raining over, but okay. I'll take it. See, what I like to do is do a video of us collecting the cars
So,
and then selling the cars. Del Piero Pier. Gee, too far. Hang. Alright. I don't understand what they're so angry about. I mean, I understand what I'm angry about, but I'm not really angry, it's just frustrated.
hello.
I just don't.
See? Like a skateboard. And I want to talk about your car's extended warranty. Yeah.
Help! They shot my buddy! Help!
Ooh, that one might have hurt just a bit. Alright, now we gotta head down into Grove Street. I mean, it's not the end of the world. See, now I understand if they were to keep up with this car, because this car ain't that fast. You know what I mean? It just ain't fast. But I'm sorry, you are not gonna keep up, like, for instance, say that the bad guys... Uh-huh, of course. There's the bullets flying. But you know, I understand if they keep up with this one. You know, this car is not very fast. Versus, you know, the Lamborghini, you know, that's a fast car. And yet, they're gonna keep up with me with those little Futo or whatever. My bad. At least we're not far for this one. My bad. Now, Rockstar, please fix the traffic for GTA 6. Like, you know, instead of turning into people, go around the other way. You know, let's block the car that is getting the bullets flying at it, so that then the bullets come flying at our car too. I thought AI is supposed to be intelligent. Well, when I play stuff like this, it really shows me that it's not really all that intelligent. Yeah. Because one would think that they would implement and use the technology into, you know, stuff like this. That way then people can get familiarized with it, like it, understand it. Personally, I hate AI. I really do.
Okay, boss.
I'll give you an example. People may not understand it, but like the self-driving cars, more or less, a certain brand. The vehicles that got the lane change bells and whistles to it and stuff like that, you know, where it won't let you change lanes because there's a vehicle there. It won't let you pass, and you know, that's just nonsense. And it sucks that up here in Canada, they're going to be implementing it so all vehicles that are made by next month, you know, in 2025, are mandatory to have them all, which they already are anyway from the factory. But it's mandatory that they're going to be on it. And I'm sorry, but that is extremely dangerous. It really is. The second that you are not in control of your vehicle is dangerous. I don't care how you try to explain it, loop it, anything along those lines. It's extremely dangerous when you are not in control of your vehicle. Now, for granted, there are some people out there where it's actually going to do them beneficial because they like to veer over the lines and stuff like that, and the car will automatically correct you, put you back into your lane. You know, for some people, yes, that's helpful. Those are the people that should not even be on the road to begin with. If you can't keep your vehicle in the lane, don't be on the road. You know what I mean? And yeah, for granted, I have been in a couple accidents in my lifetime, but it's all because of my own stupidity. Now, I'll explain this. Now, I can talk about some of these because they've already been reported and stuff like that, but Back, what year was that? I want to say the winter of 08, 09. I had a 95 Monte Carlo. It was a Z34 edition. That's way back yonder. I had no license. I personally had no insurance. There was insurance on the car, but I personally had no insurance, no license. And, you know, the car was held together with a coat hanger in the rear. Now, I knew I shouldn't have drove that car. I shouldn't have. I should have left it alone. But I didn't. So, while driving the car, my cousin, who I was driving, you know, he was in front of me, and I told him, I said, do not, I mean, like, don't drive fast because, you know, let's just go for coffee, we'll do our thing, and we'll head home. Well, he decided to gun the car off the line, so I did the same thing in my Monte. Well, what had happened is, honestly, I don't know what happened because the coat hanger was still in place. I can't say it broke, but the back end of the car looked like it was dipped in acid. Anywho, my cousin guns it, I gun it. There was nitrous in the car, I didn't realize, and some stuff got thrown up on the windshield, and I went and hit the window sprayer while the guy who I got the car from didn't purge the nitrous line. And I got purged that time. Like he didn't clear the line, so there's still just a residual stuff in there. I guess I don't. And anyway, long story short, I gotta check see who's calling the house here. I don't know. You 661 area code. Call somebody else because I ain't answering your scam calls. Anyway, so we get her up to speed, and my cousin goes and slams on his brakes right in front of me. So I'm like, uh-oh, what do I do? It's either I slam into the back of him, which is going to cause a major wreck, or I go around him. Well, as I went to go down and around him, I guess I hit some black ice or something, and the whole car went and started doing 360s. Now, I don't understand where people go and say, my whole life flashed before my eyes, because it didn't. There was no time for that. So, needless to say, put the car up in a snowbank, put it between the telephone pole and the bus stop, or light pole, I guess we could say. Just as the car was about to be loaded on the flat deck, Mr. 5 comes down the road. I was like, oh crap, here we go. Because when the tow truck driver showed up to tow the car home, he asked me, he goes, has cops seen here and been here and yada yada. I said, oh yeah, you know, trying to like, okay, let's just go, buddy. Like, stop lollygagging. Like, get the car on the trail, on the flat deck, let's go. Well, the cop hadn't shown up yet, but they did that time. And after he goes written out the ticket, he goes, okay, how fast were you going? I go, I was doing 55. He looked at the marks that were on the road and stuff. He goes, BS. He goes, you've already got your fines and tickets written out. He goes, I'm gonna count you on the speed. He goes, you're already in enough trouble as it is. I was like, yeah. He goes, truthfully, how fast were you going? I said, well, the speedometer went to 180 and I had it maxed. So, he goes, holy crap. I said, yeah. He goes, you're a speed demon, aren't you? I said, nah. That's only how fast the car will go. So, long story short, I started to respect the vehicle in the wintertime. You know, I was dumb, ignorant, immature, stupid, and I made bad choices. So, you know, it's consequences. So, as time went on, you know, I got a little bit better. You know, I was able to get my license and stuff like that. And then, with my 91, my C1500 here, I picked my landlord up from work because where it was located is he had the place above us, we were below him. So, you know, every now and then, you know, if he needed a ride, we'd give him a ride. Well, we're coming down one of the back roads there in the middle of winter, and in my 91, It spins very easily. I mean, you just breathe on that pedal the wrong way and it's going to go sideways. So, we're cruising down the road, and I left a lot of space between me and the guy in front of me. Well, the guy in front of me decides to hit his brakes on an icy section of a hill. Well, he stopped because I guess he had studded tires or something like that. Well, I had to tap my brakes. I was like, oh dear, here we go. And as I did it, the truck started to go sideways. I was like, uh-oh. I'm thinking to myself, like, what do I do? I can't throttle out because all it's going to do is just literally put me into a spin. So the truck's going down the hill sideways, and I'm like, uh-oh, what do I do? So the rule one is don't ever tap your brakes when you're sliding. Well, I'm going between, once again, a pole and a fence. Except for, I got the pole directly in front of me. You know what I mean? Directly in front of me. So I'm like, if I don't do something, I'm kissing that pole, and my truck is toast. I wasn't going that fast, but as I was sliding down the hill, I started to pick up momentum, and, so I was like, uh-oh. So I just lightly tapped the brake, kicked the ass end sideways. Yes, I just swore. I kicked it sideways and ended up putting it between the pole and the fence in the ditch. Thankfully, nothing got damaged. The next day, the landlord came and pulled me out with his 6.7 Cummins. I mean, considering I have a full-size half-ton, it didn't even seem like there was a truck even on the end of that rope. He just pulled me right out of the ditch. I was like, sweet. Drove it home, cleaned it off. But yeah, it's, I've had adventures. I've wrecked. I've raced. I've won. I've lost. It happens. It's life. But yeah, I have no idea where I was going with this story, but I just figured I'd share it. Any of y'all got any racing stories about racing down in Mexico? As my fingers are in air quotations, Mexico.
Good to see you, boss.
Good for
Oh,
you with your
hi.
MDA or MBA or whatever it is, your master's, bachelor degree or bachelor. I have no idea what that is. But yeah, so I've had a pretty adventurous driving career, we'll say. But I do have a lead foot. That is guaranteed. And I swear, at times, it's like the speed I get into this game, I go faster in real life. Like, if I could, I'd run right to the floorboard all the time. Now, because it's past statute of limitations up here in Canada, or the ADNAC, if you actually pronounce Canada backwards, it's ADNAC, which we actually had a few bars in the city named that. When we lived out in the country, every day, we'd be back and forth to town, whatever the case may be, and I'd have the needle buried. I mean, buried. And there's this, I'm pretty sure I've said this before on this channel, and like I said, I will talk about it because it's past the statute of limitations, so I can't have no repercussions from it, we'll say, from Johnny 5. And I was racing this car down the highway. I wasn't actually racing them, I was trying to pass them, but they're being a bunch of idiots, and instead of just, because they were driving slow. And all of a sudden I hit the turning lane, I went to go around them, and all of a sudden now they get on the gas. And it just drives me nuts when people do that. It's like you're driving slow all the way down the highway. I'm finally able to go around you, and all of a sudden you want to speed up? No, that's BS. Anywho, so my 91 and this car were nose to nose all the way down the highway. I mean, like, they weren't going around me, I wasn't going around them. We were basically dead even, like bumper to bumper, literally. Come to find out that with that car maxed out, it does 220 kilometers an hour, which is I think 120 mile an hour or something like that, or 130 or something like that. And that's what my 91 was doing down the highway. It's only clocked for 140 kilometers an hour, or I think it's 80 mile an hour or something like that. So I was down here going double the speed. It's kind of sweet, actually. Well, yeah. Good times, I tell you, good times. Times I miss. But at the same time, I was an idiot, and I put my family's life in danger by doing that. I'm grateful and thankful by the Heavenly Creator that nothing happened to us that day, to anybody involved. because I was basically going head on with a transport. Like, that's how ignorant and selfish I was at one point. You know what I mean? I didn't care. I put anybody's life in danger. I didn't care. That's how ignorant I was. This is what life lessons taught me. So the lessons I've made and the mistakes I've learned. Actually, I think I said that one backwards, didn't I? Mistakes I've learned and lessons I've learned, whatever you want to call it. There's this knowledge now that I have to pass on to my child. As a state, don't do it. I've been there, I've done it. I was an idiot. Don't follow my mistakes. Don't follow my footsteps. I think I must be doing something good here. And I'll explain to you folks here why. I took my first cigarette when I was 8 years old. Okay? Started smoking pretty heavily when I was 12. I'm now 41. So I've been smoking for many, many years. Well, I could never figure out back then why I smoke and, you know, other people in my family didn't smoke. You know, their parents smoked. Why didn't they smoke? You know, my parents smoked. Why do I smoke? Come to find out that, yeah, they used to give me punishment for catching me smoking and stuff like that. But in my opinion, they glorified it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? They glorified doing the drinking, the smoking, stuff like that. You see, through my daughter's life, I've always told her that one of the biggest mistakes and regrets I've ever made in my life was starting cigarettes. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I've never glorified that. My daughter is, thankfully, she's 15 years old. She doesn't smoke. She doesn't do drugs. She doesn't drink. Very grateful, very proud of her for that. Which tells me I must have did something right. You guys understand what I mean? And I'm very grateful for that. Yeah, we're just having a rant session today, you know, while we're doing a little bit of gameplay at the same time. You know, get a little bit personal with you guys, you know what I mean? But yeah, so that's, you know, that's where I'm at right now. Alright, we got a Tampa, standard range, cruising, CRU151N. Maybe it's I
Just
can't.
give me the word and I'll make it happen.
Yeah. You're full of beans. But no, it's just, you know, I've had quite an adventurous life. I'm not going to deny it. You know, I've been up, I've been down. Been to the point where I basically lived on the streets. You know, living out of a soup van. To now have a few vehicles on my own.
Got those details?
And, you know, I'm very blessed and very grateful for where I am now in life. Where's this Tampa? Oh, just on the highway, okay. But you know what I mean? I'm very blessed and very grateful. And I've learned from what I've been through in my life, never take nothing for granted, because tomorrow's never promised. Today is a gift, tomorrow's never promised. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. And would I change anything in my life? You know, there's a few mistakes I made that I could do without. But that taught me life lessons, if that makes sense. It taught me how to be a better person, be a better man, be a better father. Although I had an awesome teacher, my dad was bang on when I was a kid, you know what I mean? My dad was awesome. I missed the guy when he passed away in 2022, but, you know, I really don't have nothing bad to say about either one of my parents. You know, my mom was awesome, my dad was awesome. You know, they brought me up well. Unfortunately, I had brothers that were troublemakers. You know, almost everybody always looks up to their bigger brother, you know what I mean? And well, unfortunately, my brothers led me down the road that I didn't really want to go down. So, but that's okay because I smartened up. Brakes aren't working that time, but you know, I smartened up. I got my life together, life on track. I used to be an well, I wouldn't call myself an alcoholic, but I used to drink a lot. And when I would drink, I'd become something I wasn't. Best way to describe me is I was a monster. Straight up monster. And I realized that, oh, I'm following this guy down the highway. And I realized that alcohol was a problem. And I learned that at a young age. It's sad, but I had to. What the? And so, you know, it's like I said, it's just life lessons that I've had to learn over the years. So, it is what it is, right? Here we go now with another helicopter. Ooh, I actually kind of like the look of this car. And here we are today in 2025, and you know, I'm more or less the last of the generation of my namesake in the town I live in. And yeah, I was just trying to do things right, trying to do things better. It doesn't always turn out like that, but you know, we live and we learn. Like I said, I'm very blessed for the life I have now. Very blessed. You know, in 2021, pardon me, I had a heart attack. A widowmaker heart attack. Supposedly, I was the youngest person in the city to have a heart attack. Especially one, like, it was 85% of the main artery in my heart was plugged. And thankfully, by the wife being persistent, I went to the hospital that night. I was just going to go to sleep because it didn't feel like no heart attack to me. It just felt like I was having an allergic reaction to something, you know? Both my lungs were itchy that I couldn't scratch. I mean, I had no pain around my heart. Nothing was going on around my heart. And come to find out that I was in the process of having a widowmaker heart attack. And then I go to the hospital, and because of the way I'm dressed, you know, I don't dress fancy going to the hospital. What's the point? It's the hospital, right? Well, I guess they thought I was there just trying to get some medication, like they thought when I had my gallbladder that was inflamed and ready to explode back in 2011, but we'll get to that one later. And so they left me in the back room of the hospital for 2.5 to 3 hours while I'm having a widowmaker heart attack. Thankfully, one nurse came in there and she looked at the EKGs, or the heart monitor system, on the papers, and she went and called one of the cardiologists. And she goes, we need to get this guy in now. He's having a heart attack, man. I was like, welcome to what I've been doing. Hence the reason why I came in the hospital. And then up here in Canada, we have the larger cities like Toronto, Winnipeg, Vancouver, and we have specialists in those cities for different medical reasons. Thankfully, and this is why I say I'm very blessed by the Creator himself, is because while I was having a heart attack, there was 2 heart specialists up from Toronto. I mean, this is their gig. This is what they do. And they were up from Toronto. Now, I live in northwestern Ontario, Thunder Bay, which is, I don't know, 20 hours away from Toronto, driving. So I just, you know, it was just ironic on how things worked out like that. On how these specialists were in town at that moment. And they were supposed to head back. I went in at 11, I want to say 11:30 at night. They were supposed to head back that morning. Something happened, they hung around, they stuck around. And I had a heart attack. Almost like it was designed, almost like it was meant to be. Like, here, this is what we're going to do here. Have I changed my habits? I don't get as angry as I used to. I mean, yeah, I get flustered, I get frustrated. But I don't get angry like I used to. Like, I mean, I used to just off the handle for no reason. No reason whatsoever. You know what I mean? So with time going on and stuff like that, you know, I've learned on how to control my emotions, because what used to be is I used to try to control situations that were out of my control, like I had no control over it. Once I stopped doing that, my life got so much better. So much better. Like, I got a little choked up here talking about it now because,
Okay,
you
that's
know,
on
it
the
still
books
hit,
at your warehouse. You
you know, because it still gets a little close to home. You know what I mean? And I'm very grateful and blessed for all 311 of you on the YouTube channel. I love it. You know, people can sit there and say, oh, that's not very many. That's this, that's whatever. I don't care. I started this channel from nothing. A PlayStation 4 and a crappy headset to where I am now. I was shocked when I mean, I thought it was awesome when I got 20 subscribers. Then it went to 50. And then my daughter's graduation, I cracked 100 subscribers. When she graduated from grade 8 to go into grade 9. And I even posted it too that night. It was awesome. But that was then, this is now. Now the goal is, the sky's the limit. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't have an end game for this. But unfortunately, the summertime, the channel is going to suffer because I got a bunch of stuff I got to do outside. And this is why I keep asking you guys. Do you guys want to see videos of me actually working on my vehicles, my real life vehicles? Or do you guys just want to only see this stuff? I mean, I have no issue doing either or. I mean, I really don't. You know, I'm just trying to figure out if you guys want to come along for the journey. That's all. Because I got some metal work I got to do on the truck. I got over the winter time, they're going to pull the heads on it and do the valve stem seals on it, clean it up. Because right now it's like you're pouring oil down my passenger side exhaust. It's more or less what it is. That's why I can't drive the truck right now, because I don't want to damage it. I mean, I can if in an emergency, but that's the only way right now. Unfortunately, it's the way it is. It sucks, because that truck's my baby. Me and that truck have been through thick and thin together. Yep. And I got my dad's child as I'm driving my 2013. You know what I mean? That was my dad's baby when he passed. So I got to take care of it and do it the best I can. You know, if it was, but at the same time, if it wasn't for being my dad's truck, I wouldn't own it. I honestly don't like the 13. I really don't. They feel like they're the most unsafest vehicle out there that I've ever driven in. I've driven in some pretty sketchy stuff, but that 13 is something else. Maybe because it's all still factory on it, 200 something thousand kilometers, or I think it's like 120,000 miles. Everything's still original on it, so minus the brakes and stuff that I've had to change on it. But yeah, I don't know. It's just something about the 2013. I just don't like it. I really don't. And it's not because it was my dad's truck. It's just the feeling of it, the way on how it takes corners, the way on, you know, versus my 91. Maybe the 4-wheel drive has something to do with it in the 13, but my 91, it's 2-wheel drive. It's an F44 heavy duty or heavy half. It's a legit heavy half truck, F44 chassis code. And remember this, OBS Chevy guys. Stop calling your trucks heavy halves if it is not an F44 chassis coded truck. It says it right in the RPO code in the glove box. If it is not F44 in there, it is not a heavy half. That is how you tell it's a true heavy half. It has to have F44 chassis code. And then it's a heavy half. Heavy duty. But most heavy halves are 6-studded wheels. Majority of them. Now, my truck was, my 91, when it was ordered in Pontiac, Michigan. I think it was Pontiac. Yeah, Pontiac, Michigan is what the sticker says. It was custom ordered. Roll-up windows, manual door locks, AC. It had 700 R4, Now it's got an upgraded shift kit in it. It came with a 305, which I think now that I'm pretty sure that they swapped it and they put a 350 on. But all you gotta do is change the throttle body from 305 to a 350 or even a 454. Like if you were to take the throttle body off of 305 and put it on a 350, you would pop the hood, you would think it's a 305. Because the 350 throttle body's got the double bolts on them, and the 305's only got one. Same with the 454, it's only got the one. So, but the way to increase better throttle response and such on these motors is, I'm going to give out the little tip, the tech tip right now. Change the throttle body. Get rid of the 305 throttle body and put the 454 throttle body on. It'll bolt right on. You may have to port out your intake a little bit. See, the guy who I got the truck from, he put a little bit of time and money into it. So I only paid $300 for the truck back in 2014. I guess I've had it now for 11 years. But he ported the intake, he ported the exhaust on it. He didn't like port it out large, but he match ported everything. You know what I mean? So he made it nice, smooth, flowing, nice and clean. And I down there blew it up because of me running. Because of me running with only half the fuel. Unfortunately, it is what it is. That's funny. The wife is helping her sister clean her PS5, and I have all the tools to do it because who the heck can afford to bring that stuff in and replace it whenever it overheats and gives you the red screen or blue screen of death, we'll say. Well, somehow, some way, the one that she needs is not in there. I don't know where it is. I really do not know where it is. Sorry about that. Alright. Anywho, I've done enough rambling for today for this moment, I guess. Again, thank you all very much for listening. I do apologize for a little bit of aggression in the beginning there. Yeah, it is what it is. So, can you do me a favor? I mean, it doesn't cost you nothing, okay? Can you like and subscribe to the channel, please and thank you, if you're a newbie? If you're not a newbie, thank you very much for your support. I love it. It means the world to me. And we shall catch you on the next one. So please, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye, everyone.